Hey Trailblazers! Today is the last day of patch 1.3, so I think it's a good time to take a look back at the patch and give it a review. In game development, this is called a retrospective. It's important to review your work to learn about what went well and what didn't, so you can make your game better in the future. When doing a review, it's helpful to have a framework to structure your analysis. In this video, I'm going to be evaluating patch 1.3 in 3 categories: characters, story, and gameplay. For a squad RPG like Honkai Star Rail, these 3 things are the core pillars of game design. I'll be giving each category a score from 1 to 5. A 5 means that Hoyoverse did an excellent job and it's difficult to find areas where they could have done better, and a 1 means that Hoyoverse did something so bad that it makes a lot of players quit. Let's start off with 1.3's new characters, Imbibitor Lunae, Xuan, and Lynx. I think Hoyoverse did an overall good job with character design in this patch. Lunae and Xuan both have strong, distinct identities and are fun to use. I actually really like Lunae's extra skill point consumption mechanic because it makes you think about team comps differently. Xuan's timing in 1.3 is also really good because a lot of players missed out on Luocha in 1.1 and they really needed a strong defensive support. And the addition of Lynx in her banner also provided a good budget option. My criticism of character design in 1.3 is that there's a bit too much power creep. Lunae and Xuan immediately became the best unit in the class. In the case of Imbibitor Lunae, he's a tier above every other damage dealer. I'm disappointed because he's busted not because he has a complicated kit that's hard to balance, but it's just because he has huge damage numbers, which could have been easily lowered 10 to 20% and he'll still be the best damage dealer. Because of the power creep issues, I have to give character design in 1.3 a 4 out of 5, even though I like everything else. Let's talk about the story next, and this is where patch 1.3 really disappointed. The main quest was a 30-minute epilogue that wrapped up the story arc from the Shandro Lofu. The funeral story felt like it dragged on, and then it immediately transitioned into a cliffhanger, which didn't really make sense. Most players were not impressed and wanted more. We also had new companion missions for Lunae, Luca, March 7th, and Lynx. These were really good, and I felt a stronger emotional response playing these missions than the main story. When the companion missions are better than the main quest, you know something went wrong. Unfortunately, I have to rate the story in 1.3 a 2 out of 5. Lastly, we have gameplay to talk about. If I had to guess, the development budget of 1.3 went into gameplay instead of story. Storm Disaster was a huge upgrade to Simulated Universe. Hoyoverse added so many new blessings, curios, and events. And the new propagation path was a big success. It's a lot of fun to play and very overpowered if you have the right characters. The mode is also very difficult, which is a good thing, because it provides a long progression path for the players to play. Completing Storm 5 on every path takes quite a long time and gives players something to do besides the daily farming grind. However, it's not perfect. Each run takes a bit too long and it's not very rewarding after you claim the initial prizes. I don't understand why running Storm Disaster doesn't contribute to your weekly Simulated Universe rewards. At the moment, I still haven't uncovered all the hidden trails of the Path Strider because I'm not feeling very motivated to do it. It's just not very rewarding. Also in 1.3, you might have forgotten about it since it was a long time ago, but we also had the Orm Alley event. The story was interesting and the puzzles were fun, but there were a bit too many fetch missions. The last event we had in 1.3 was Space Station Task Force, which was just regular assignments that gave bigger rewards, and it was super boring. Overall, Swarm Disaster was a highlight of gameplay for this patch, and I think it carried the patch enough for me to rate the gameplay a 4 out of 5. So there we have it. Patch 1.3 scored on average a 3.7 out of 5, which makes it a pretty good patch, but not amazing. I'm not sure if we'll get a patch with both great story and great gameplay until patch 2.0 next year, mostly because of budget and time constraints. Patch 1.4 is looking like another gameplay-focused patch with the new Ethereum Wars. I'm optimistic about character design as well, because it looks like Hoyoverse is putting the brakes on power creep. And that wraps up my review for patch 1.3. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.